Good morning and happy Monday. This is going to be another one of those kind of recorded lives. Little oxymoron there, like military intelligence or jumbo shrimp. This is a recorded live. I am scheduling it to appear on Facebook as a live. The reason I'm doing this is because many of you are aware of the internet issues that I have, and so sometimes it goes out, and this way it's not an issue. If I have a problem in my with my internet while recording, you will simply never see it, never know about it. So this is my very elegant solution. Uh, Now it's saying live in the thing. On my screen, it's saying live. I can't imagine how that would be, but perhaps I am live. Okay, Monday morning. Here we go. All right, so here's the deal. Many of us know that the age of Star Trek is here. I have this theory that the pandemic, one of the effects of the pandemic was that it sped things up about 20 years, right? Everyone was virtual. Our lives were lived online. And I think that that was going to happen anyway. But because of the pandemic, because of necessity, it was sped up. And now we find ourselves in the Star Trek era. I used to watch Star Trek many, many moons ago, and Kirk would communicate with his computer. And he would say, computer, analyze analyze the Klingons for me and their military capabilities, or tell me all about Saurian brandy, or as far as I know, he never said either of those two things. But he would use that computer as a resource, and the computer would just speak back to him, right? It was a dialogue. And we are there now. And many people who are listening to me now know this. They are early adopters. Many people still have not confronted it yet. It is scary, legitimately scary. But it is really kind of moot in the sense that we are all going to be using it soon. It is here. It's only going to grow and grow. I am a relatively early adopter, not a terribly early adopter, right? So AI, first of all, so just so we know what it is, besides computers that talk back to you, it's a program that is fed a lot of information. And it's able to take all this information, analyze patterns, and quote unquote learn. And then it's able to use that learning on demand for tasks like answering questions. You have a question about what's going on in Israel and Gaza, you could ask AI. You have a question about, where Aaron Judge ranks among all-time great Yankees, you can go and ask AI. It's also considered generative, so it's able to create. If you want a paper done, if you're a student and you're a morally flexible student, then you can very easily just say what it is that you want. This is a paper on, I don't know, John Adams and his function in the Revolutionary War. And I want it to be 3 pages and focus on his relationship with Franklin and Jefferson. And so, and it will do that for you in about a minute. And I am not even joking. I had a teacher, a client who's a teacher, in my office the other day. And, actually she's a retired teacher, but we were talking about kids and technology and how they Google everything. And she wasn't really aware of AI or the capabilities of it. And while we were talking, I was like, well, give me an example of a paper you might give to them that they might Google and copy. And so she gave me an example of it. And while she was talking, I, typed in to the AI platform what the parameters of the paper were. And by the time she was done with her sentence, practically, there was a 3-page report. The capabilities are amazing. It's really phenomenal. I don't know if I want to talk today about the downside. There is definitely a downside. Uh, Life as we know it is going to change. And I don't, you know, the last thing we need is another doomsday scenario on a Monday morning. So I'm not going to go there. We don't know the ways in which the world will change. We know it's going to change drastically. I mean, think about it. We're used to, the internet. Before the internet, life was different. The internet changed things. Social media changed things. We've had all of this tech come and change things. And I think that they are nothing compared to what AI is going to do. And because we already have all this infrastructure, everyone carries around a computer, everyone has PCs, it's meant for that. The infrastructure is already in place. So it is ubiquitous. We are going to have to use it. It's going to be very, very good before it turns bad, before it's not worth it. This is also what we see with technology, is that most things are great. They're very useful, but then there's kind of a tipping point where you're like, okay, maybe it wasn't worth it, right? But the conversation today that we're having is how it can be used and how it can be used for the purposes of losing weight and keeping the weight off. Now, anyone who has done the program with me knows that we already use AI. We've been doing it now for about 10 years. When a person comes in and starts, what we have them do is fill out a biosurvey on an iPad. Maybe it's not fully 10 years. Maybe it's closer to 8 years we've been using this. But they fill out this biosurvey, basically all of these questions, right? Personal health history, family health history, medications, things, info about digestion, sleep, all of this stuff, right? And what the AI is able to do is the AI is able to kind of integrate all of that information, compare it against known databases of what might be beneficial, and then spit out ideal foods and ideal supplements. So we've been doing that for a long time. That's not new. What is new and what's very cool is that we can make AI apps. I can make AI apps. I've already made the first one, which I will be discussing momentarily. But I have the ability now to make apps. So in other words, to take all of my knowledge that I've learned doing this for the past 11 years or so, and to put it into these apps whereby people are essentially coached by me. Everything that I know, you know. So that's really cool. And not only everything I know, but everything that the AI model can also figure out, right? Because again, that's what it does. It collates and evaluates information. It evaluates patterns and divergences from patterns. And it uses that information, hopefully, to our benefit, right? So it's very, very functional. It's very useful. And I am a relatively early adopter of this technology, which means I started in February. That's not very early, but it's relatively early. And so it allows me to be able to create these AI apps, for lack of a better word, because they don't call them apps, but we're calling them apps. That's the function. Right? Basically, an AI assistant, I can create one or many AI assistants. And I think what my plan is I've already created the first one, which helps people who have cravings in the moment not succumb to their cravings. And I have plans on making many more of these kind of AI apps. They may be integrated into one, or they may be several different ones. I have not figured that out yet. But the first one is so cool. Uh, it's called In Case of Cravings Break Glass, right? So that's the idea. It's almost like an AA sponsor. If you find yourself, let's say 9 p.m., you're watching television and you have an uncontrollable craving, you can simply open up this AI app and it will coach you through it. It's very, very cool. I've been sending out emails about it. I have sent out the actual app to select people, and I'm going to be sending it out to more than select people. I'm going to be sending it out to everyone because it's just very useful. So if you want it, you can certainly let me know and you will get it. But I will be sending it by email. Of course, as we've discovered, most emails end up in spam, so you may never become aware of it. So if you know specifically that you want it, reach out directly to me and I will make sure that I send it to you. Okay. It is, again, the first AI assistant that I've created. And when you contact it, it knows how to coach you through cravings such that the cravings will dissipate, or you will be able to reframe it, or you will be able to find another activity. I mean, the idea is to use it, though. That's what ends up being the key, right? That's what's going to be the difference. So you have this particular tool. Are you going to use it in the moment? Or are you going to say, screw it, I don't want to speak to this stupid electronic digital algorithm? All right. So hopefully you will definitely use it. All right. But it is a tool created for the purpose of help. At this point, most individuals know what their weaknesses are. They have some idea what their weaknesses are. Whether it's a particular type of food, a social setting, alcohol, a ritual. Rituals are very powerful. Cravings often are associated with ritualistic behavior, associated with watching television. You have to eat something. Some people driving in the car are better off putting their groceries in the trunk. So there are these various situations that will make one more prone to cravings. And of course, the deal with cravings is that sometimes they are physiological, right? Sometimes they are created by the body. Your body is yelling at you because of a particular need that it has. And sometimes cravings are purely mental, emotional. All right. So the app will help you distinguish that as well. I'm really excited about it. Again, a tool is only as good as it can be used, and it is used. And this is where we sometimes get into trouble because there are great resources out there for virtually everything these days, right? But do we use them? I used to joke with a friend about organizational apps. She and I were the kind that we really wanted to use these apps to help us get organized, whatever. And so we downloaded and tried out several, but ultimately we wouldn't use them. Some people have great vacuum cleaners and they don't take them out nearly often enough, right? So that's the idea with tools. It doesn't replace commitment. It doesn't replace desire. It doesn't replace what's special about you. But as a combination, if you start out with that commitment and desire and the understanding of your specialness, and then you utilize the tool as it should be used, then it makes your chances exponentially better. Right? I mean, ask some of the New York Yankees who just recently started using new bats. The bats themselves don't hit the ball, but these bats are a little more advanced. They're a little more technologically capable, And as a result, guys are hitting better. And just look at the Yankees' numbers. Last year, they stunk offensively when you went beyond Judge and the other dude who went to the Mets. But this is a different story. And you will forgive me for indulging my love of baseball and the New York Yankees. So that's where we are with these apps. I'm looking forward to all of you trying it, giving me feedback about it, letting me know what else you would like in one of these types of apps. I will create it. If there is something that can be useful enough and you recommend it to me, I will create it and it will be a great tool. So that's going to be it for today. If there's anything you need, don't hesitate to reach out. Have a great day. This week it's getting hot here in the New Jersey area, and I think elsewhere. We are going to go into the 90s for the first time. Let's hope the humidity is not too high, and everyone have a great time, okay? Take care.